A snow explosion coming overnight tonight into Friday morning in the New England area, up around the Northeast, New York, Pennsylvania. Let's get right to it. I'm meteorologist Vin Crosby from the Weather Show with Vin Crosby here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. It does help me, the show, and the algorithm. But let's get to the maps, because watch this explosion of snow that is going to develop overnight tonight. Real unique weather system for New England and New York State, where we're talking significant snowfall across the region. All right, the clouds, the system is moving rapidly through Pennsylvania, New York State. This system right here has got a little low pressure in through here, but the big story is another area low pressure is going to develop down off the coast and really reinforce the snow totals back across the region of the Northeast. So tremendous amounts of snow coming back into this area right through here. And if we go into some of the forecast model information that I have for you, this map in particular shows that explosion of snow coming on through the overnight hours, where some areas there are going to get 4 to 8 inches of snow streaming rapidly through New York State, Massachusetts, Vermont. So check out the radar here going into the evening hours towards the overnight hours. We see the snow bands moving on in through Pennsylvania, coming into Philadelphia, just knocking on the door up around Long Island. And then you can see a lot of snow tapering back towards Pittsburgh and into Ohio and Indiana, and then a tremendous swath of snow back through the Great Lakes around Grand Rapids and Chicago and Des Moines. But this is where that rapid snow explosion is going to take place. Right on in through here, where that low pressure is going to develop offshore. Then all this is going to move into a very, very cold air mass across the region. Check this out. This is the snow total accumulation going into around 1 o'clock a.m. Thursday, for Friday morning, Thursday night into Friday morning. And this green area is the 6-hour snowfall totals that have been accumulated. And we're looking at maybe an inch in the light green, inch and a half of snow coming on through. But watch what happens as we go just 6 hours. And going into 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we see just this explosion of snow across the region in the oranges and the darker shades of oranges. In the darker shade of orange, that's about 4.5 inches of snow coming down in a short amount of time. And then back here in the real darker shade of orange, that's 5.5 to near 6 inches of snow. And the red areas up around 6 to 10 inches of snow. So tremendous amounts of snow coming on through the region. Going in for a closer look, now you can see Providence in through here. I'm going to bring the transparency just down a little bit so we can see a little bit better. So these are some snow totals in the region. So that's 4 inches around Providence, Pawtucket coming in around 4 and maybe 4.5 inches of snow. Greenville coming in just around the Smithfield area, 4.46 inches of snow. Again, this by 7 o'clock in the morning. Cranston coming in around 4 inches of snow. So a tremendous amount of snow coming on down across the region. East Providence around 4 inches of snow. And if I move around the region, Coventry getting into the mix, and real snowy roads back across much of Interstate 95 and back around 295 in much of southern New England. As we look over here by Plainfield, Connecticut, they'll be in that band of maybe 3.5 inches of snow. A little bit less as we go down around New London and Interstate 95, about 2.5 inches of snow down by Old Saybrook. And you can see that there coming on down towards New York City, Milford, Fairfield, Connecticut, and around Stamford, Connecticut, all around 2 to 3 inches of snow. Out on the Sound, maybe an inch or two. But the heaviest bands of snow are going to be back up through here, coming right through northwestern and northwestern sides of Connecticut. That's where you'll see up around 5 to 6 inches of snow, about a half foot of snow coming down. Back over here by Adams, Massachusetts, we'll see about 5.6 inches of snow. And then those red areas back through New York State, around 6 inches of snow. So there's that burst of snow I was talking about coming in through Boston. You can see around 3.5 inches of snow. So really snowy travel on the roads as you go on in through the early morning hours and back in towards the daybreak hours in the Northeast. So that real big explosion, that big bullseye coming through western New York State, from Elmira, New York, through Binghamton, where you're going to get around 4 to 6 inches of snow, all the way back through Springfield, Massachusetts, and getting over to Boston. And this is going into around 7 o'clock in the morning. As we make the map move another little tick in time and go to 11 o'clock in the morning, you can see that explosion of snow moves to the north. And now we see tremendous amounts of snow getting up to Lowell, Massachusetts, back up around Newburyport, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, getting around 6 inches of snow. Manchester coming in between that 4 and 5 inches of snow. Concord up around Laconia and Plymouth State University, where I graduated from a long time ago. Around 5 inches of snow. Monty Don, Uncle Bob, watch out. 5 to 6 inches of snow up there around Newfound Lake. I won't give you your exact location. Portland, Maine, looking pretty good. And then going up towards Biddeford, we're going to see a big swath of snow. And Tony Scavuzzo giving me that wonderful snow video from the blizzard they had there back about a month ago now. So here is that weather update from my friend Tony Scavuzzo from the snowstorm he had just had back about a month ago.
Hey Vin, checking in with you here. As you can see, we got about 11 inches of snow here in Biddeford. Sitting here, cleaning out. After today, it's about 10:30 Sunday morning. The storm didn't start until about 8 o'clock yesterday morning. And as you can see, it's certainly winter here in Biddeford. Storm stalled a little bit. We were expecting to get it about 4 a.m. Saturday morning, didn't start till about 8. But here we are. Wanted to check in with you, make sure you knew what was going on here. About a foot of snow in southern Maine. So reporting from the City of Champions, Biddeford, Maine, this is Tony Scavuzzo for the Weather Show with Vin Crosby.
Thank you, my friend, my roommate, my compadre, for all those years and just encouraging me. He was a cartographer. I was a meteorologist. We just had some good times in college, that's for sure, especially playing some baseball. Let's go down in towards Worcester. Yeah, this is again by 11 o'clock in the morning, the snow total forecast. This by Friday, 11 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of areas, if I go back here, so you see this area, look right around Worcester. So Lowell right here, Massachusetts, that's 3.5, almost 4 inches of snow. And that's in that 6-hour period. And then by 11 o'clock, Lowell, Massachusetts gets another 5.5, 6 inches of snow. So just doing the math, that's well over 10 inches of snow coming on down. And then this band up here could be pretty strong as well. So many areas are going to see in that orange area where it kind of overlaps in the time frame, looking at some pretty good snows, between 8 and 12 inches of snow pretty easily there. And then in Rhode Island, you can see just around those areas I talked about, Providence, Johnston, in the orange there, around 4.5 inches of snow. And then as I go from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m., the snow totals go about another inch. So you got to look between 3 and 7 inches of snow in there, depending on how fast and where those snow bands set up. But this is a pretty good depiction of the heavy snows. And it looks like a good powder day. Get up there in the hills and ski in some powder. Go by Okemo Mountain or up around Loon, Waterville Valley, Sunday River, Killington. Go ski some outer limits in Killington. Kill your knees on those moguls. At least that's what I would do right now. My knees couldn't handle those moguls. And then you can see that snow moving on up towards the northeast. And will continue to go into the afternoon hours by 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Look at that. Yep, Maine getting another 3 to 5 inches of snow. So my good friend Tony and family, the Scavuzzos, in the Maine area could get up around a foot of new snow with this system as it moves on up into the Gulf of Maine. And then back up here in New Hampshire, looks like several more inches of snow falling down around Lake Winnipesaukee. What about Bob, right? Great movie, filmed there. Bill Murray, one of his favorites. So that's pretty much it. That's a pretty good snowstorm coming through. That's why I said an explosion of snow. Watch this. It's just here now where we're seeing the snow coming in the overnight hours. By daybreak or up around 7 o'clock, boom, it just explodes and then just explodes some more as it moves on up towards the north. So real snowy travel conditions around I-95, Interstate 80, Interstate 90 back towards the west. Just, yeah, tremendously snowy roads. Accidents, wreck-a-rama, you name it. That's what we have going on with this storm system. So there's the update on that big snow explosion back up into the northeast. And boy, be safe out there. You guys know the deal. I love seeing pictures, so send me some of your pictures, and I will get them on the Weather Show with Vin Crosby on YouTube. And I wanted to throw this out there. If you want your own personalized weather forecast, I can give you a personalized weather forecast, an audio forecast, 60 seconds or so. I'm going to put a link up at the top of the show. I created this page on Fiverr. That's where they do voiceovers and stuff, but I can also provide some weather forecasts. So if you want a specific weather forecast, you've got something going on, you want that forecast, and you want a broadcast quality podcast type thing sent to you personally, or maybe you have a podcast yourself and you want to sell weather sponsorships and you need a meteorologist that you want to edit in to your podcast. I can do that too. I was doing it earlier with my good friend Curtis Sawyer. And so I've got my prices there on that Fiverr webpage. If you need that, it's a great way to make some extra money for you, because you get the cost that I charge you, and then, of course, you can go sell sponsorships in your local area for your podcast. So add a new product to your podcast to help you increase advertisements around your podcasts. And again, I'll have that link at the top of my page.